There are memories that never fade. No matter how hard you try to forget them, they still come back, like ghosts lurking in every nap, every quiet moment in the middle of the night. And my name is Elmera. I am 55 years old this year. But the story I am about to tell you began when was not yet 20. It was a time when believed that evil only existed in fairy tales. Manila, the city of opportunity and traps. I was a small-town girl, so poor that barely had enough to eat. Working in a small bakery, working hard during the day and hooing at night. Until I met her. Her name was Tess. A strange woman, neatly dressed, with eyes as sharp as razors and a smile that never reached the bottom of her eyes. Want to change your life? She asked. There's a job for you, easy, free board, good pay. Only it's in Aklan. Pause, heartbeat, fading sound, only wind whistling through the crack in the door. Aklan. That name, it was like a cold cut down my spine. I'd heard the rumor since I was a kid. There were aswangs, mambabarangs, and people who were no longer human. They said, never trust anyone from that area. But it went. I chose that then Paresan, a small restaurant, deep in the jungle, where the smell of cooked meat was unlike anything I'd ever known. I didn't expect that I would be the only survivor, carrying the secret of cannibals, of the smell of red soap, and a secret organization harvesting the organs of innocent people. I survived. But the price was the life of my best friend. Paresan na Aling Cora, the secret of the red soap. Elmera, quiet but still full of life. I was born in Bicol. A peaceful place but dirt poor. Nilwa childhood was filled with meals mixed with potatoes, hunger, and long nights without lights. But what haunted me the most were the stories my mother told me about a land called Aklan. Children sitting around the fire, the old woman telling the story whispered. Aklan people are not like us. They have red eyes when it gets dark, they eat raw meat, and whoever steps into their village usually doesn't come back. Back ni present, the sound of jeepneys, dust, the bustling, dirty streets of Manila. When was 14 na, I left my hometown for Manila, dreaming of a different life. But Manila is not a place for dreamers. I worked in a bakery. The boss was strict, working more than 12 hours, eating makeshift meals. I used to think, at least I was still alive. Scene of Elmera mopping the floor, falling asleep on a bag of flour. Car horns and scolding. It was during those dark days that I met Turing. An older woman, thin, with experienced eyes. Scene of Turing giving Elmera a piece of bread and splitting it in half. Turing, not the easygoing type. But she was the first person to care about me for no reason. Maybe because we were both forgotten people. Scene of the two having dinner Ila the river, whispering. The sound of hand fans, the flickering oil lamp. Elmera's voice. Never thought my life would take a different turn. Until one afternoon she appeared. What happened then? A small alley. A small alley in the middle of the slum. An old woman, in a purple day, carrying a straw basket, walking calmly but not touching the ground. Her name was Aling Tess. I remember her eyes clearly, as if she was looking right through an ISO. Aling, yes, gently but meaningfully. Are you looking for work? I know a place. Easy work, with food and lodging, and in the province too, quiet. Turing forced smile. Where? Aling he is, looking straight into Elmira's eyes. A plan. Music fades, only the sound of a beating heart, Elmira's eyes wide open. I don't believe in ghosts, but Aling, is it that as soon as I hear that name, my whole body goes cold? Elmira and Turing stay up all night thinking, holding hands Ila the oil lamp. We discussed it. If we go, we can change our lives. If we stay, there will only be hunger and despair. We chose to go. We chose faith over fear. But there are choices that can never be turned back. Fade to black, the sound of the jeep's wheels starting up, the rolling sound blends with the bass drum, the strong heartbeat. That trip is where all the nightmares begin. When the gate opened, I knew I had gone too far to turn back. A white house, an old Spanish-style building. The wooden windows were discolored, the gate was rusty, and a smell like rotten meat seeped through every crack in the air. Aling pulled out an old iron key. She didn't knock. She opened the door as if she had lived here before. Living room, high ceiling, young light, family photos stacked ye. I saw the picture hanging in the middle of the room, a woman with silver hair, eyes that seemed to see through the soul. Aling Cora appears, suddenly quiet. That was the first time I saw her. Aling Cora. Not much to say. Not a smile. Just a slow nod, but I knew she had marked us. Morning ban Ivy Paresan kitchen. Scene of Elmira and Turing being given old aprons, sinks covered in grease. The kitchen was like an old-fashioned slaughterhouse. Big knives, wooden chopping boards, meat hanging from the sides. And the smell, it wasn't beef, it wasn't pork. It was tough, sweet, pungent, like something was rotting right in the walls. I remember the look in their eyes. There was no life. No soul. They worked like machines. No greetings. No reactions. Did you see anything? Their skin was pale as death. Resopmen you strange customers. Noon seeing ilu restaurant is closed. Everyone is eating with their heads bowed, no one is talking. Fast forward to the line of people waiting, the bowl of soup steaming red. Red soup is all they order. No one asks what the ingredients are. No one questions. They eat as if they are possessed. Eyes are wide. Sweat pours. And when they leave the restaurant, they are always smiling. Elmira near lunch, holding a bowl of soup, stops because a strange smell. I saw something like hair in the bowl. But when she turned to ask Turing, she just looked at me and swallowed salad. Elmira enters Lily kitchen after Vivi guests finish, dark, numb. I heard a gobbling sound like a dog gnawing on a bone. Moving closer, looking through Lily kitchen door. Slow motion, a villain bites a blockbuster, re-meat with tennis ties. They're not cooking, they're eating. Raw. Elmira runs into Riri toilet, vomiting sounds, mirror foggy. I wanted to scream, but my throat was constricted. What I saw was no longer human. Paresan, Ili customer still ye, a symphony plays and Ili background. Everything is going on as if nothing unusual had ever happened. Only and Turing are still scared. I have entered place no longer part of this world. And the most terrifying thing is, I don't know what really began. Next, Saul's devoured. Elmira wakes up, looks over her shoulder. Turing's bed is empty. From that day on, Turing was no longer Turing. Turing no longer feeling. Turing stands absent-mindedly washing dishes, his hands scratched but unresponsive. Elmira gently shakes his shoulder, no response, eyes lifeless, faint smile. Her skin was purple like a mummy and her gaze was terrifyingly empty. I called her name but only received silence. I began to believe something had invaded Turing. It wasn't an illness, it was a form of hypnosis, a form of possession. Disappearance, diners, beginning darkness. Afternoon, bustling Paresan restaurant. A group of young tourists comes in to eat, including a girl in a red dress, smiling. The girl goes into the kitchen to find the toilet. Elmira watches her warily. I don't know why, but that girl makes me feel uneasy. 30 minutes later, the group leaves the restaurant. The girl van give a redress. Elmira turns back to look at the kitchen. The kitchen door is closed. Not a sound. She didn't come out. No one asked. No one noticed. I understand. I can't be silent anymore. Irrational sisters' conversation. Night kitchen, yellow light, distinct whispering. Elmira sneaks up to the back kitchen door, puts her ear close to the rotten wooden wall. Aling whispering. Don't overdo it, if we get caught, it'll be trouble. Aling Cora calmly. We have no choice. That girl has the rare blood type. Aling and the other two. Little Elmira and her old friend. Aling Cora smiling softly. Not yet. But soon. Elmira covers her mouth, backs away, gasping, cold sweat running down her temples. At that moment, I knew for sure what was cooking in this kitchen wasn't pork, wasn't beef, it was people. Elmira stealthily opens the trash can lid, discovering a piece of blood-stained shirt, similar to the girl's dress that disappeared. Next to it are a bracelet, broken glasses, and a bloody butcher knife wound. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. But I knew if I let it show, I'd be next in the sub. Returned the room, seen Elmira crying silently, hands shaking their dress. Turing, I need you to come back. I can't get out of this place alone. Gentle knock, irilu Aling Cora standing outside the door. Cold eyes, soft but firm voice. Tomorrow night it's your turn. Fade the black, Elmira's voice. I've heard the truth and now, I'm the target. But if anyone should live to tell the tale, it's me. Red soap. Red soap. Who's next? Elmira follows the whisper, the oil lamp flickering in the closed room. I shouldn't have gone in. But if I don't see it with my own eyes, I might be living in illusion. A small door on either side, Paresan, punched with bricks. Elmira holds her breath, pushes the door open and freezes. And in a room, Aling Cora Bene Aling Nil Wilai, tray and which key body a baby ass in a yield blood yes anti-weight dry. Slow moment, Aling takes a knife a thigh, puts a key into a ball. That was the moment when all the issues of early childhood came back, the stories I had heard, now true. They weren't just cooks. They were demons in human form. Turing stood silently in the corner. Eyes lifeless. Skin pallid. But as Elmira turned to run, Turing held out his hand to stop her. I thought she was completely possessed. But her eyes, for a moment, had a flash of awareness. As if the last remnant of her was struggling. Turing whispered tremulously, "Run, El, don't come back. Ye escaped then ye deep forest." I ran in the dark with no way out. There was no village. No people. Only the forest and a muddy path that led to what didn't know was hell or salvation. From near church la Gil midst chaos. Elmira collapses front, near gate, then the church, near light yes dimming, ye bells ring van near distance. Father Arevalo opens the door. Lifts her up. Takes her into the room. When I woke up, I saw immense face, unfamiliar, but not scary. Yilu shocking truth. Father Arevalo, sternly. You were not the first to escape. But you were the first to survive long enough to tell. Elmira crying, hands shaking. They eat people. They use children. And I think Inoy friend has he. Father Arevalo, hissing. It's not just a restaurant, it's an organ supply station. There's a whole network. Family restaurants, small clinics, even hospitals. They use human organs, fresh, clean, rare blood, to supply the international black market. Ye really face the government. Father Arevalo holds Elmira write documents, photos, recordings, evidence, ye the assistants. The local police, the commune government are all listed here. It wasn't Aling Cora who was the leader. She was forced to. They kept her son to control her. Elmira silent, shocked. So all those used to hate, used to fear could also be victims. Father Arevalo, leaning down and whispering. When you return to Manila, don't report to the police. Tell the media. The only thing these demons fear is the light of truth. Fade to black, Elmira's voice, type yeah, turned string. I saw the crime. Smelled the blood. Touched hell. And now, I will tell you everything. Not to save myself, but to save the next ones. Next, the survivor and the revenge of truth. Jeep stops land front, immediately station gate, flashes, lenses, reporters pushing. Elmira in old clothes, clutching a file stained with dried blood, evidence given Eli Father Arevalo. I don't believe that justice will find me anymore. I know. I have to call it out before everyone falls silent. And near recording room, live interview. N's serious voice, light shining directly on Elmira's trembling face. N's, can you tell me more about what happened in Aklan? Elmira, hesitantly, but firmly, I don't tell ghost stories. I tell stories of people eating people. News, newspaper headlines, a restaurant uses human organs, human flesh in a red soap pot. A woman exposes the dark organization behind a famous restaurant. The truth spread faster than anyone thought. Public opinion was shocked. The public was angry. They took to the streets no longer silent. Montage raping scene. Special forces raided many locations. Private clinics, cold storage, underground organ farms. Former victims turned perpetrators were arrested. Local police who had ignored the case were investigated. Yili girl Lan Nive redress appears and the list missing people. Father Arevalo stands looking at the D screen in the deserted temple, silently pulling out his rosary, praying. Turing, Edie friend Weg never leaves. Silent cemetery, Elmira stands in front, Turing's grave, like drink. I lived. But the price was her death. She was not the strong person, not the hero. But she did what no one else dared to do, had the courage to stay so that I could leave. Elmira places Turing's old bracelet on the tombstone, the wind blows, the cloak flutters. Her eyes are silent. Perhaps Turing is no longer here, but she saved me. And many others. Black screen, in Elmira's voice. People ask me, do you believe in demons? I say yes. But not demons with horns, but people, hungry for power, cornered or bought either fear. Do demons really exist? Or is it people when they have no conscience, who are the demons? Elmira is telling a story to a group of young journalism students during a workshop on truth and silence. As long as we speak out, look straight at the truth, that red soap shops will never last forever. Based on a true story once told on the YouTube platform. If you know someone who has gone missing, listen to their story.